so many heroes open for not Ayanami. There's already a Yuzong that we mentioned. This could possibly, hey, if they really want to go for the lock, the Terizla too could work, right? There's just so many picks.
Have a really solid front line in the end that makes it nigh impossible for Galaxy Phoenix to make it through the carry, even if you commit the Throne of Fluid as a clean one dash out, and if you have no other hero with you to try and jump the carry, then it's going to be a great day for Navi.
If it's an assassin in the jungle, we'll see the Terizla. If it's a fighter slash tank, then we're going to see more of that Lapu Lapu and yeah, dive heroes. Yuzong, even. Atlas gets banned out, so there you go. At least a bit of respect over given to GXP, knowing that the glue is still very vulnerable to lockdown.
Even though naturally Atlas did come back into our visions when Yuzong started wreaking havoc, maybe a season or two ago for our MPL leagues. They still respect the Yuzong. Okay, but again, we've mentioned all the EXP laners that not Ayanami can pick for. She is back into the position of I can pick whatever I want. That's pretty much okay. It's kind of awkward though if you want to consider something like the CC with the Farsa there. You want to be able to latch on to the box shot, but with Alice also you don't know, so still options are available. I like the flexibility of the rogue blue pick. I think it's difficult for Galaxy Phoenix to really read into it right now.
That's why that flex pick on the glue is really... I mean, it's a mind game for sure. You're thinking about it, they've already banned 2 XPs. It could just go to the XP lane and they go for another roamer.
The Claude will still be open, and Claude does benefit greatly from the little mini glulets. You get your stacks much quicker. If they show it, they do get the... Again, this is another flex pick.
Yeah.
This could surprisingly go to the Romo.
It could still be a Roma Kai and a glue XP into an assassin jungle, yes. And it could be a jungle Kai to a Romo glue. So that's something in XP, or again, it could also just be a damage in XP with the glue. Going Rome Irithel. I am not a fan of that.
We've seen some Irithel performances here, and she does hurt, especially once she gets Berk as her first item, Berserker's Fury. But this feels like something like Galaxy Phoenix really prepared for. So maybe there's an angle that we're not seeing right now, but I think we're in agreement here that maybe not the best option to go for at this moment.
What do they go for? Rome.
Yeah, it's the Rome.
Minotaur.
AoE presence. Their Irithel. Oh, this is all in for the Irithel. The good thing is they have some great damage with the Irithel and Farsa together. But once that Irithel goes out, you're just going to have really tanky dudes wondering why they can't kill anyone.
I think it really should just be the Lapu Lapu. Someone that can dive in the back line through the Irithel and the Farsa. Break that formation as the carry and Lilia shreds througugh this tanky composition up front.
ទៀតកែសម្រាប់បុកលុយ$10អាមេរិកបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាខមមិនកូនក្រខំប្រឹងឡើង
But that's more of like an ego thing. I'm really feeling myself today and I want to show off.
I think the Benedetta should be the pick for Navi. Oh yeah, the crazy fights. It's GXP, jungle and roaming Kaja.
My goodness, what a hero draft. It wasn't enough for Galaxy Phoenix to take down Navi. Who knows? The underdog story is still alive, but only just. Navi is looking to reclaim what they lost a couple years ago. Be back in Grand Finals, be a champion once again, and they are one map away from entering the Grand Finals. It's Galaxy Phoenix versus Navi. Giddy up. Let's get it started.
History has told us that maybe Navi just didn't have what it takes, but this year it's different. With competitors from all over the world, this competition has only gotten better, and Navi are one game away from qualifying to the Grand Finals, unless Galaxy Phoenix can extend this series. Let's jump into this right here, right now in the Land of Dawn. Let's hope that level 1 doesn't go as badly as game number 2.
They're so close to making it back, and that's knowing that all these new regions, all these competitors have been stepping up in their own ways. But even in their most desperate moments, Navi right now, they're just not letting go of these more unique types of roamers and compositions, and they're making it work every single time. That sudden flex now to reveal the Kaja. But a great start for GXP. Losing out the flicker from Riyadh.
Okay, a little unfortunate that Winnie did not get the gold crab, but Mirai was able to steal it away. But at this stage, you can see what exactly they want to do. Sophia is a little underrated here.
This has been the trend for every single early game. Navi with the Lilia not changing their mid hero for 3 games straight, just constantly spamming all these pokes. And now that it's with a Kaja.
Choosing the right web hosting is like choosing the right place for your website to live. You can share server space and spread costs with shared hosting, or get the next level space and services of VPS hosting. Or choose EasyWP, our fully managed WordPress package where everything is done for you. You can even have your very own dedicated server. And choosing Namecheap means choosing all this too. Plus amazing prices on every type of web hosting home. Namecheap. Make more online for less.
First blood over to Rian. No flicker. Actually take her out. Blast will actually be enough.
God bless. At least they were able to get it back, and now it actually is slightly in Winnie's favor because they're going to be able to make it to that wave first. However, the gold is still in favor of Rian. As now the Colonel gets out. Let's see how it plays.
Going already casted, but the heavy spin 2 pins down their jungler. The retribution.
What the heck?
So will go down, but that's
what the heck is that?
What the heck? Traded by these
what the heck, motherfucker?
Not Ayanami are the It's going to be another kill over to GXP.
Not Ayanami, unfortunately, not finding the perfect split down. Time being, though. This is what I was talking about. Now, getting control over that wave. After the solo kill, initially, most people are going to be thinking, equalizes the lane. It actually doesn't, assuming that everyone's able to survive right up till the dive. Now you can see the level lead as well as the gold lead becoming more clear as Winnie is trying to just lock out this lane.
I feel like GXP 2 after what happened in game number 2 is like, yeah, we cannot just let Winnie experience the same thing all over again.
No more.
This isn't a chip lineup anyway, but the fact that they are a very hard lockdown type of composition who can just pretty much combo with either the carry and the Lilia are still going to be a massive threat for Winnie as the main damage dealer later on. So now they are somehow showing us more and more rotations towards the bottom lane. I think that's also why you got to see that in the first minute of the game.
Yeah, I think Winnie at this point is probably just praying, like, please do not let me get hit by Divine Judgment, like, anything but that. I don't mind. Heavy spin, I got but now that
okay, as expected from Sophia and the rest of GXP. Even GXP
NAVI unfortunately is still having a bit of thoughts from the previous game, thinking that they're really far ahead. Right, you're not in that position anymore. You're not having an extra 1,000 gold on top of leaving this time around.
And there wasn't, I think, anyone there yet to just really apply the follow-up damage. If ever they do get to find the Divine Judgment, they could probably deal a bit of damage here and there, but this is where it really should have mattered. This is the next turn of the game. Fight for it.
Somebody else to be the guillotine. Oh my god.
As well, and they survive. It's a 1-for-1 trade.
That counter engage from lane is saved. They right at the very end. However, Rian still once more trying to keep back up. Manages to get enough of the care package, some aid to stay even.
All these ultra-reliant heroes from GXP though, they probably will get back a few moments later, but NAVI are just for sure going to be confident enough to get back in this duel. Taken out alongside the Divine Judgment.
I don't understand why Ling is still trying to pull the wave. They know that they didn't have their ults earlier. They could have started zoning out way earlier. Also knew they didn't have the battle spells. And now they're giving up the space over the NAVI.
NAVI are back and the turtle gets reset all over again, but it's going to be look at how not NAVI just tried to go for the zone. And then going away to break formation. No one fears still finding the retribution.
Honestly, NAVI played as good as they can to kind of get out of this situation, but that first initial whiff really unfortunate to say the least, but Fox still made it work. Steals away the Lord just in time, because Keishi had pretty much all the advantages.
Yep, they're really working at this point. Now, GXP are just focusing so much of the resources in that entire sequence where it feels like they barely paid attention to the other parts of the map, just as long as they could win it out in that turtle fight.
Right?
Sophia Oh my
It's a
god
shutdown on
Sophia រត់កន្លែងនេះមានតែ check map ឲ្យទេ
Navi who slowly wants to
ចាយទៅដែរតោះចាយទៅដែរ
But some of the bad habits are starting to show. The way that GXP is opening up the map is honestly getting them killed more often than not. Oh, good flicker and a pull!
Oh, what a timing! He still gets brought back. Now it's another kill for Navi. It's both mid duos.
Yeah, Lima tried to use the Minoan Fury as a means to not get displaced because of the anti-CC, but just did it a little too late, unfortunately. This punish is good, but that battle spell, I don't know. If you're flicker anyway, you might as well just let it happen.
And Narayanami will just get it back real quick. We're looking at right now. Not much in terms of the gold lane, not much in terms of most of the lanes. It's really in the macro that you kind of feel what GXP wants to do differently this time.
At the same time, it feels like both Navi and GXP, they've sharpened each other enough after these past 2 games. They're really bad habits. Look at this.
Oh, once again, we find another isolation. Sophia gets caught here by not Ayanami, but will get to wings by wings. An unfortunate sequence for GXP.
Really sad, but well played from Navi. They are not going to take this city down. They're going to make sure that they're being proud when they take this game away. It's 6-6 so far, and Navi are in full position to take the Lord as well. Fire Judgment is not up, and Split is still on cooldown.
This is just so interesting to me how Navi are able to deal with either the utility or assassin comp from GXP.
Right? I totally agree with you, because again, we're seeing many different sides of Navi. Usually, we see a lot of big personalities, but a very linear and clear idea of how they want to play. Navi, not only have they shown how tall they are, but they're showing how wide this team composition and the styles of play that they have in their pockets are.
Oh, they're going to go for Rian. That's the Minoan Fury and the third.
Oh, the match changed on it.
Tools to just make sure that GXP are not able to push forward. Rian joining in the fight too might make a huge difference right now. GXP lose a bit more in the process. That's going to be a 2-for-1 trade right before the Lord.
That was a pretty good idea initially from Navi's side. I think there was a little bit of hesitation from Rian. Let's pull up the item list. I want to just get a double confirmation on whether or not the Trinity has been complete, and that's why she would have to commit to her full ult to ensure that at least they can trade back. But without the DHS, it's going to be a lot harder to get through the Limas and the Foss if you're only hoping that your passive is going to be enough.
They're going to burst it down real quick. They do not want another instance of GXP just potentially trying to fight back, considering what you just mentioned. They still don't have the DHS, but at least for now they get a bit more advantage and the first Lord of the game as well. But it's interesting, at least for GXP, they're able to really push the sides, but Mirai, all alone here, gets a bit of protection from Keishi, and now 2 members at least brought really close under their very own territory. Throne of Ruin, captured by Ling, not Ayanami trying to target. Does find one, but the Steelers aren't here. GXP are just turning things around. Rian finally but then Sophia, Mirai from behind. Who does she find? It's Sophia, but she doesn't have the divine judgment. Rain and Rian are making it work all by themselves.
This is what I was talking about. Bad habits. GXP, they keep calling us. They're not thinking about that huge top wave getting demolished by the Lord.
And now Navi are just chasing after them, so they couldn't go for the defense. Failure is trying to help out Link, but it's not going to be enough.
This is the one. When you are fighting in the front lines, you must understand what your supply lines are, the logistics to get there. And right now, Navi have attacked them in so many different areas. GXP, you can tell the tunnel vision. The peripherals is getting darker and darker. You have to wake up. Take a moment. Just breathe.
Because we're so used to them being really synced up in terms of especially prioritization, the targets that they go for, and how they're always almost on the same page. But we're not seeing that from GXP at this point. It's more so from Navi as they find another kill. Sophia knock up from the Minoan Fury together with the Throne of Ruin. But the relevant members are just getting goes down too. It's a double for Rian, and she's just
it's so frustrating. Because the combo is good. It's into the throne of Ruin that had to commit a flicker from Link, which just didn't have enough AoE to burst down the members after the combo. We can only hit so many targets at once, and luckily from the front lines of Navi, they have enough armor to tank the explosive crossbows.
Just with that single Lord siege, Navi barely had to work with, because they just let it walk through the top lane, and every single lane too just pushed forward, just like GXP kept forcing the front fight.
Yeah, I mean, majority of the... Oh, hold on. Has already blown them up. Throne Ruin tries their best. Bloodline. Here's Sophia finds one taste. She gets another. And now the chase. Use the heavy spin. Locks down far. And there you have it. Navi say no. You took 2 of our members. We take 3.
And GXP just wanted to repeat the exact same thing. It was probably not the exact same sequence in the sense that Lema actually got to cast the Minoan Fury, but it was follow-up from Ling that eventually, in hopes of them converting it into a successful team fight, but Navi were just a bit too prepared for that. They knew who they wanted to target, and they just kept pushing forward. Now it's a massive loss as GXP had to let go of the Lord.
Nothing much that they can really do about that. Again, there's a certain level of protocols that need to be put in place, but you can tell that GXP are not 100% sure what that roadmap actually looks like. They've got some really good ideas, but sometimes when do you actually want before they tried to initiate after Sophia was caught, they were thinking about, hey, if they get a little bit closer, we can make something happen, and all of a sudden the flicker Divine Judgment was the real play. So I think that GXP right now, they're trying to set the priority order. Do we worry about this Divine Judgment? Can we get Sophia in a better position so that Winnie can follow up immediately after?
Hopefully they figure it out not to, because we've been questioning the priority order for the longest time in this entire game. Who does GXP really want to go for first? What is the game plan, considering that they're mostly revolving around Winnie and Sophia, but Navi, even if they decide to go for their front lines, and not these damage dealers, are actually making it work. Now they have an entire Lord with no energy or holy shield. They're on the verge of losing so much more.
Yeah, with the suppression as well, it's just really difficult for Lima especially.
Winnie finds a double. Actually finds a
No way, Winnie ended up killing her own teammate because of that. They could have just stopped the autoing. They were just so desperate to make it work. Literally anything would have been good there. Now it's like, this is my revenge. You've hurt me enough.
Yeah, I was worried when she went back in too, but the fact that GXP, I feel like they just panicked and clicked their buttons and unfortunately cost their teammates' lives there. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. GXP definitely have to somehow reset and get back in this game. They were slowly finding their way around things, but it's Navi all over again, all across the map.
Yeah, Navi has adapted a lot better to what GXP has been laying on the table in terms of their tactical plans and strategies. And I think that Navi, just a little bit more clutch factor within them. You can say awareness, right? The awareness overall about not only the battle situation, but what's happening across the map. It just feels like Navi's just slightly more efficient and more flexible in those moments. GXP, it's got to be step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and they've been changing the order up, but it still feels a little clunky.
What could be the best order at this point? You would really expect it's just either Lema or Ling. Does someone have to be left behind to at least be some sort of protection for Winnie and Sophia? They do have the purifies for themselves. But it just seems that as long as Navi get that one pick-off done, there's nothing stopping them at all.
I think step number 1 is to control this mid. Oh, right, actually, Divine Judgment.
Oh, is that one pick-off? Is that the pick-off? Ling tries to stop them from getting that pick-off, but despite that, the heavy spin still gets committed. And GXP find one. They somehow find way. They've lost with their damage sources.
That is so unfortunate. It takes 2 people to engage upon 3 in the back lines of Navi, but it just takes not Aya and Navi to keep both Sophia and Winnie away, and still able to find that kill onto Sophia's side. Like, if not Aya and Navi, people are, she's going back to her old ways. No, she is a completely different player.
Yeah, look at how she's playing the glue. Redeeming herself after that early game. I mean, look at her. I mean, she's not really resetting. Another Divine Judgment onto Lema. There goes the bird from Riyadh as well. Do they really want to risk this? Okay, they actually find one. It's going to be Father pushing her out of this Lord pit. And that's enough to secure the objective, but it's in exchange of not Ayanami.
And that's totally fine. Look at the timers. Look at the timers. The wave is going to spawn. They waited a little bit longer. It would have been nice after the 12 minutes, but since then, even so, not Ayanami has gotten everything they've wanted. Lima doesn't have a flicker. Ling still doesn't have the flicker as well. And by the time the Lord actually makes it down into the base, she's still not.
Yeah, I feel like GXP wanted to go for something there, but they saw Mirai and were like,
nah, it's good.
No, now we have a Lord. I'm glad they actually realized that they may have to pull back a bit because they have to deal with a Lord. And Navi
might as well just stare at Mirai the entire time because with the Defy judgments have been immaculate.
Okay, they get to clear the Lord. Navi not really going to make use of it just yet. They also have to wait for not Ayanami, I feel, if they really want to risk a 5-on-5 engage. So GXP are taking advantage of this, and at least after 18 minutes are still in the game.
Would you say? I would say that Navi understands their understands their composition, but they're also giving a lot of respect to GXP. Like, despite everything that has happened in this game, GXP was going even with Navi, despite the score leaning into Navi's side for at least 8 to 9 minutes. Now here in the late game, despite having an advantage with that long lane already wide and exposed, Navi's still
the combos from both of our side. I feel like we already saw a glimpse of what it could bring to the table when they immediately bursted down Rain. Because Rain typically on the Lilia has been always very aggressive. She's been showing up on the front lines, a lot of help towards not Ayanami, but during that moment, I think she also didn't expect to get bursted down as quickly, so they might want to pay attention to that, because that'll definitely change the way they approach their team fights for even just a bit, if they don't want GXP to find an opening.
Yeah, let's quickly look at the items here so far. The Malefic Gun is already done, but I'm looking at the tank specifically. They made sure that they had the right items, a lot of a decent amount of armor, but just enough magic damage to start burning down the squishy, which is probably why not Ayanami isn't dying as quickly in comparison to Ling having to deal with the damage of carry.
This could be a problem too. Immortality pick up for Winnie already. Just letting go of the boots. And understanding that she definitely has to be the one to survive in these fights. I think Sophia's also building a winter crown very, very soon, so they'll have more tools to survive if ever Navi does go for another surprise divine judgment play, which puts a lot of responsibility on Mirai. She has to be very particular. I know she has been, but even more so now when it comes to who she uses the divine judgment on.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? So far, Mirai not only needs to use it defensively, but more importantly, have to be very proactive on the map, because you already have the time. You might as well just let it rip when you have the chance. But if that window and you don't have that follow-up isn't good enough, GXP again might even up the score 18-18.
The punish is very much possible for GXP with just a single mistake, but now you're forcing the Lord. There goes the heavy spin, and they could not react. Not Ayanami finding one. Does Navi still find it? Her out. They want to run away. The Throne of Ruin catches one though, and it's gonna be but Lima finds Storm. The knockups on multiple. The reflection from Mirai.
And the rest of Navi are body blocking one by one as they turn this fight around and now taking one auto attack at a time. Your battle lines are down. I will take the space.
Sophia had to fly away because they're already losing out so much. Fa and Lema are down the front lines. It's just Ling who could serve as that front right now.
Unbelievable peel coming up from Navi's side. They've created an endgame scenario. Winter Crown is already purchased, but the situation is dire. All waves collapsing at once.
Rian down to half HP, but the jump from not Ayanami. Winnie has to get out of that. Sophia too with a flicker. Sophia popping the immortality and the sweep coming in for Navi.
What a game. What an absolute disgusting game coming out of Navi. Not only have they shaken off the rust of it, day number 1, they're coming in here saying, no, you better remember the name. It's going to be at the Grand Finals.
They find their way back to the Grand Finals.